Thank you, Neil. Um, that was fantastic. I think that was Cabaret. So thank you to Neil Maclure for opening our evening, our celebration for the 133rd birthday of Lieutenant Alan Mackintosh MC of the 4th Seaforth Highlanders. So he was a fantastic poet of the First World War. He was killed in the Battle of Cambrai, the second day of the Battle of Cambrai on the 21st of November 1917, and we remember him today as a fantastic poet, leader of his troops, and a poet of equivalent status in our eyes to poets like Wilfred Owen, but he's had rather less recognition. So this evening, as for the last few years, we're going to read some poems that he wrote, sing a song, and and play some piping music to remember his birthday. Okay, we're going to start off with Derek Bates, who is going to read to the 51st Division. Derek.
Right, so this is to the 51st Division, written at Highwood, July, August 1916. Oh, gay were we in spirit, in the hours of the night, when we lay at rest at Albert, and waited for the fight. Gay and gallant were we on the day that we set forth, but broken, broken, broken is the valour of the North. The wild war pipes were calling, our hearts were blithe and free, when we went up the valley to the death we could not see. Clear lay the wood before us in the clear summer weather, but broken, broken, broken are the sons of the heather. In the cold of the morning, in the burning of the day, the thin lines stumbled forward, the dead and the dying lay. By the unseen death that caught us, by the bullets' raging hail, broken, broken, broken is the pride of the Gael. That's it.
Thank you, Derek. I'm going to now play a recording by Rosalind Green, who was one of the co-biographers of Mackintosh. She co-wrote with Colin Campbell, Can't Shoot a Man with the Cold. So I'm going to play this recording. Hopefully you'll be able to hear it. Would you kindly, someone put a thumb up if you can actually hear me play it? Otherwise I'll have to pause. Thank you.
This poem is dated on May 15th, 1916, the day before the raid for which Mackintosh was awarded his MC. To my sister, if I die tomorrow, I shall go happily. With the flush of battle on my face, I shall walk with an eager pace the road I cannot see. My life burnt fiercely always, and fiercely will go out, with glad wild fighting ringed around, but you will be above the ground and darkness all about. You will not hear the shouting, you will not see the pride, only with tortured memory remember what I used to be and dream of how I died. You will see gloom and horror, but never the joy of fight. You'll dream of me in pain and fear, and in your dreaming never hear my voice across the night. My voice that sounds so gaily will be too far away for you to see across your dream the charging and the bayonets gleam, or hear the words I say. And parted by the warders that hold the gates of sleep, I shall be dead and happy, and you will live and weep. The Labyrinth, May 15th, 1916.
Thank you, Rosalind. And Guenhaelle is now going to read us a poem in French, I think. So over to you. And thank you for tuning in from France.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
I read to Sylvia, donc à Sylvia. Il y a 2 mois de cela, le ciel était bleu. La campagne était fraîche et verdoyant se dressait le sol. Entre les deux coulait la rivière indolente. Il y a 2 mois de cela, nous contemplions assis le flot vagabond. Mais aujourd'hui, tu es retourné à ton travail et me voici couché dans un fossé. Dieu sait, mon amour, que je ne voulais pas me lever et te quitter ainsi. Mais la main des morts me faisait signe et je compris que je devais y aller. Les morts ne me quittaient pas des yeux, ma fille, et sur leurs lèvres était une question. Nous avons fait front et payé le prix. Vas-tu nous trahir ? De longs jours nous séparent, ma chérie, de nos retrouvailles. De longs jours de labeur et de fange pour moi, et pour toi longues seront l'inquiétude et la douleur. Mais tu me pardonneras, mon amour, pour les raisons que tu sais. Maintenant, je peux regarder dans les yeux mes amis morts, ce que je ne pouvais pas faire il y a 2 mois.
Merci, mon ami. Et après, after Guenhaelle, Bob, I believe you're going to read Snow in France. Thank you. Bob, can you unmute your mic, please? Thank you.
This was written in 1915. Snow in France. The tattered grass of no man's land is white with snow today, and up and down the deadly slopes the ghost of childhood play. The sentries peering from the line see in the tumbled snow light forms that were their little selves a score of years ago. We look and see the crumpled drifts piled in a little glen, and you are back in Saxony and children once again. From joyous hand to laughing face, we watch the snowballs fly, the way they used to ere we were men waiting our turn to die. Tonight across the empty slopes, the shells will scream once more, and flares go up and bullets fly, the way they did before. But for a little space of peace, we watch them come and go, the children that were you and I at play among the snow.
Thank you, Bob. I'm going to read a poem now called Death. Because I have made light of death, and mocked at wounds and pain, the doom is laid on me to die, like the humble men in days gone by, that angered me to hear them cry for pity to me in vain. I shall not go out suddenly, as many a man has done, but I shall lie as those men lay, longing for death the whole day long, praying as I heard those men pray, and none shall heed me, none. The fierce waves will go surging on before they tend to me. O God of battles, I pray you, send no word of pity, no help, no friend, that if my spirit break at the end, none may be there to see. And now, Jacob, I'd like to invite you to read your poem. I believe this is a second From Home poem. Here there is peace. And after that, Derek, perhaps you'd like to read Misere. Thank you.
Right. Here, I'm afraid I'm getting an echo. Turn off. Perhaps that's better. Here there is peace and easy living, and a warm fire when the rain is driving. There is no sound of strong men striving here where the quiet waters flow, but I am hearing the bullets ringing, hearing the great shells onward winging, the dead men's voices are singing, singing, and I must rise and go. Here there is ease and comfort for me, a warm, soft bed and a good roof o'er me. Here, maybe, there is fame before me, honor and fame for all I know. But I am seeing the thick rain falling, seeing the tired patrols out crawling, the dead men's voices are calling, calling, and I must rise and go. Back to the trench that I see so clearly, back to the fight I can see so nearly, back to the friends that I love so dearly, the dead men lying amid the dew, the droning sound of the great shells flying, filth and honor and pain and dying. Dear friends of mine, oh, cease your crying, for I come back to you.
Thank you, Jake. And we'll go back to Derek now for Misere.
Right, Misere. This is written in La Boiselle, 1915. Gone is now the boast of power, strength to strike our foes again. God of battles, in this hour, give us strength to suffer pain, lest the spirit's chains be rent, lest the coward flesh go free. Unto thee our prayer is sent, Misere Domine. Death unseen beneath our feet, death above us in the sky, now before thy judgment seat, grant us honourably to die. Lustful, sinful, careless all, in the martyr's road are we, lest from that high path we fall, Misere Domini. Men that mocked thee to thy face, fools who took thy name in vain, grant that in this deadly place jests and blasphemy remain. On the pallid face of death, gasping slow and painfully, curses with its latest breath, Misere Domini. Where we see the men we know, rags of broken flesh and bone, and the thing that hurt them so seems to wait for us alone, where the silence of the grave broods and threatens soundlessly on the souls we cannot save, Misere Domini.
Thank you, Derek. So just to mention two almost final things. Colin and I undertook a project for 3 years to create events in the UK to commemorate Mackintosh, particularly up in the northeast of Scotland. And we create exhibitions and events for singing and for poetry. And we also created a website which we still maintain. This is www.eamackintoshproject.com. So there's a few more things that you can find on there. At the same time, Guenhaelle and a number of her colleagues in France, in Canting sur Escaut, were reinstating the chapel for Mackintosh in their village, and also holding events and holding an annual event to commemorate him on his birthday, or approximately close to his birthday, every year. So he's remembered with us in the UK, reaching out to America and in France as well, which is, I think, very special. And also we've read a lot of very sad poems around the pain and death of war. But in his own lifetime, he wrote to entertain his troops. He wrote a number of parody songs, and that makes him pretty unique amongst the poets of the First World War. So he wrote about a dozen of these, two popular tunes or music hall tunes of the time, which were designed to be funny and amusing and diverting for his troops. So he wasn't always a deadly serious man. So I'm going to sing one of the parody songs now, which is Where the Trenches Run Down from the Somme to the Sea. This is a parody on the mountains of Mourne. Excuse me. Oh, Mary, the front is a wonderful place where a person can't fight without shaving his face. We're not very frightened of shells, so I found, but when generals come near, we all get to ground. I met one in a trench, and some tea leaves were there, and we got such a strafing, it whitened our hair. So it seems we must swallow the leaves in our tea, where where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. At night time I can't get a full minute's space, for the rats playing games on the top of my face, and other small creatures I'd rather not name, but they live in the folds of my kilt just the same. Tell wee Jimmy, if only our dugout he knew, he'd never be asking to go to the zoo. For every dugout's a menagerie, where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. The sap that I stand in, it nightly is made into hell by a thing they call rifle grenade dulich, and where heavy trench mortars are bursting close by, it's not lust of battle that gleams in my eye. Don't think me a coward, though, Mary, my dear, for along the whole front it's the same thing I fear, and every young hero is funking like me, where the trenches run down from the Somme to the sea. At Albert they've lately begun an advance, which is going to shove all the Boche out of France, and we are all waiting and hoping some day to meet with the gentlemen over the way. And oh, what a state of delight I'll be in when we're bombing our way up the streets of Berlin. So I hope in a few months I surely will be in a train running down from Berlin to the sea. Right, thank you. So to close our commemoration of Mackintosh, unless anyone else wants to do something else, please speak now. I would like to ask Neil to undertake some final piping for us. Neil, I think you're going to play us We Will Return Home to Guenhaelle.
That's correct.
Lovely. Over to you, and thank you. Thank you all for coming for our evening this evening. Thank you very much. More than time.